2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, the 16th of February, and it's National Almond Day. And a big happy birthday to Elizabeth Olsen, The Weeknd, John McEnroe, and Amanda Holden. It was all change in Scotland on Wednesday as Nicola Sturgeon announced she'll be resigning as First Minister and leader of the SNP after 8 years in charge. Speaking at a hastily organised press conference in Bute House on Wednesday morning, she said the time is right for her to step down.
Since my very first moments in the job, I have believed that part of serving well would be to know when the time is right to make way for someone else. In my head and in my heart, I know that time is now.
Her resignation comes amidst criticism over her strategy around independence, trans prisoner policy and Scotland's blocked gender reform bill. But she claims recent controversies didn't play a part in her decision. She plans to stay on until a new SNP leader's been elected, adding that the choice to step down was not easy.
To those who do feel shocked, disappointed, perhaps even a bit angry with me, please know that my decision comes from a place of duty and of love.
She's received tributes from a number of politicians, including her predecessor, former Scottish First Minister Alex Salmond.
Nicola's biggest political talent was as a communicator, and that was showing up in the pandemic.
As Russia claims to have made major advances in Ukraine's eastern Luhansk region, NATO defence ministers have been meeting in Brussels to discuss their response to the new offensive. Following Wednesday's talks, NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg confirmed the alliance will be increasing its support for Ukraine by providing more heavy weaponry and military training. At a press conference, he described the situation as critical.
Ukraine has a window of opportunity to tip the balance, and time is of the essence.
European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen's also announced new restrictions on Russia.
We're suggesting a 10th tranche of sanctions with trade bans. We're talking about €11 billion.
Meanwhile, UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace shot down rumours in a colourful fashion that Berlin had been left in charge of NATO's response force due to concerns about the state of the UK military.
The story in Germany is just bollocks, right? I mean, to be honest, the simple reality is we are taking over the VGTF as scheduled.
Wednesday saw confirmation that Labour will no longer be monitored by the Equalities Watchdog after making changes to its training and complaints procedures. The party's been under scrutiny from the Equality and Human Rights Commission for more than 2 years over the mishandling of anti-Semitism complaints. Reacting to the decision, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer says the party's moved on.
The Labour Party is unrecognisable from 2019 and it will never go back. If you don't like that, I say the door is open and you can leave.
And things aren't looking great for former party leader Jeremy Corbyn. He's been barred from standing as a Labour candidate at the next general election and he's not very happy about it, calling the decision an attack on democracy. But Labour MP Margaret Hodge says Sir Keir's made the right call.
I've moved on, the party's moved on, the voters have moved on. We see that in the support for Labour. And Jeremy Corbyn is stuck in the past.
Almost 2 weeks after a freight train carrying hazardous chemicals derailed in northern eastern Ohio, investigations into its environmental impact are ongoing. Nearly 2,000 residents had to be evacuated earlier this month as toxic chemicals were released into the atmosphere to prevent an explosion, and many are worried about lingering effects on the air and water supplies, with returning residents being urged to stick to bottled water for the time being. But Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says the state is simply acting out of an abundance of caution.
We're testing the air, and the air continues to be safe. It has been safe all the way through. The water, we think these deep wells are fine, that they're not going to have a problem, but we can't tell them that until the tests come back.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Man City topple Arsenal, and we pay tribute to a Hollywood bombshell right after this. Welcome back.
3,
Wednesday night saw Champions League last 16 action as Club Brugge took on Benfica, while Chelsea travelled to Germany to take on Borussia Dortmund. At the end of the first leg, Benfica were 2-0 up, while Chelsea lost 1-0. There was also table-topping action in the Premier League, where leaders Arsenal faced second-place Man City. In the end, it didn't go well for the Gunners. City won 3-1 with goals from Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland, putting City top of the table on goal difference. Arsenal manager Arteta wasn't happy.
Well, at the end, disappointment because we lost it. And I say we because we lost it. I think it was an incredible battle between two teams, and when we had them, we just give them the goals.
But there could be hope for him in the shape of Will Ferrell, who appeared to be doing a Ryan Reynolds and grabbed a seat in the Man City dugout, preparing for a little bit of sabotage.
How are you going to take us forward, Will?
I won't. I'll take you backwards. On the bus.
All week long we've been bombarded with celebrity love stories, but Mad Men actress Alison Brie had one for the ages when she made an appearance on The Late Late Show earlier this week to promote her new film Somebody I Used to Know. She talked about the time she was inspired by Scream 2 to try and win back her high school boyfriend by confronting him in the cafeteria on Valentine's Day and serenading him with The Partridge Family. Ugh.
I walk up to him, his face flushes red. He can't believe he's seeing me on Valentine's Day. And I say to him, I woke up with this feeling I didn't know how to deal with, and so I just decided to myself.
Oh no.
I'd hide it to myself.
I hate this.
Introducing the fabulous Raquel Welch, the sensational star discovery of this or any other year in 1 million years BC.
She burst onto the international stage in 1966 as star of 1 Million Years BC and Fantastic Voyage, and left an indelible impression on moviegoers. She was Raquel Welch, most often described as a bombshell, who passed away on Wednesday, aged 82 after a short illness. She won a Golden Globe for The Three Musketeers and had a career that spanned 50 years, which included a memorable guest spot in Seinfeld. But here she is with Cher, performing an iconic song on The Cher Show in 1975. Rest in peace, Raquel.
You come to me sickly, you know that I'm gonna make you well. If you come to me hexed up, you know that I'm gonna break that spell. If you come to me hungry, you know I'm gonna fill you full of grits. If it's loving you're lacking, I'll kiss you and give you the shivering fits. 'Cause I'm a woman, W-O-M.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.
Written, produced and published by Daft Dog.